Hi guys, wishing you all a very happy new year. I have finally answered all the questions that are there. I know some questions became redundant because the exam is over and the result is also out. So I have answered as much as possible. And I hope all of you got the result that you desired for and you will be getting calls from the colleges that you want to go into. So let's just get into answers for this week's video.
I think being consistent, it's easier for some people to do that, but it can be an inherent attribute or it could be something that you have, developed during your childhood also. That said, you can also develop one by, continuously working towards it. It is just a kind of habit that will take a bit of time, but once you are able to acquire it, it will be easier for you to be consistent. Secondly, I am although not sure what things you are facing on your daily life, but please talk to some friend or family or just seek professional help and don't feel that way. It is not normal. I don't think so that it gives you a lot of edge. It can, come as a topic of interaction in general, wherein they can ask you, what do you know some language, etc. Or you can, by yourself tell it. But I don't think this gives you a lot of, edge. You can, in general, search for some YouTube videos regarding cat. There are multiple now, but ensure that you look at the latest ones. Just sort them by time. Also, apart from that, you can either take, just borrow from someone their material of last year, or maybe take some coaching's material with a friend so that it doesn't cost you that much. But one thing that I would like you to invest in is one of the mock tests. So yeah, and also you can like take trials for mock tests from all the websites. I think one free mock test all the different coaching centers give, so you can take that. Yes, of course. It is nothing that you cannot crack it, and you can get into at least some B school by decent preparation and just being consistent. It is definitely okay for anyone to pursue MBA. Um, some challenges that you might face is that because there are a lot of engineers, there are some subjects which are extremely easy for them, and you might feel, once you are in the college, you might just feel that you do not know these things as well. Apart from that, I don't think there's any major challenge per se. Also, maybe you can feel a little bit demotivated because people who are from engineering colleges have generally a lot of things in their CV. So just ensure that you will be competing against all the people who will be selected in the MBA college. And if you are, on board with that, then it should be fine. I don't really have a best one. My advice in general is that identify the institute that is closest to you and that has a decent reputation so that you do not waste too much time in traveling and spend more time in actually preparing. If you're talking about the national service scheme, then I don't really think so. I think SAP is a growing field in itself. A lot of firms which are now digitizing and all, they are shifting towards it. I cannot give a lot of information, but from what I learned during my internship was that we needed a SAP expert and a software architect to help our client develop or shift their current database to a properly digitized and connected database. There's no number to how many questions one can ask you in an interview. Even the duration of the interview is not fixed. Yes, they definitely look for people who are academically excellent, but they also look for people who are diverse and who have kind of shown a passion or a will to, pursue something. So even if you are, I don't know, national player or something, then you can show that this was my passion and I've pursued it even if I am a little low on studies. So these are the things that they look for, and I don't know if you can maybe if you tick all the boxes and are able to complete the basic criteria, then you can make it to the IIMs. I think if you know that you're bad at quantitative aptitude, then you should definitely improve it because quant is one of the sections that will come in the final exam. I think for engineering students, if you start in third year, even, third year after the first semester works, because you have enough time, because you give the exam in your fourth year first semester. So I think third year first semester should be good enough. If you feel that you require more time, then maybe after the second year, when you have summers, at that time you can start your prep. See, you should definitely aim for some department that you want to get in, like electrical and computer science. These are some departments which you might want to get in, even the mathematics and computing at IIT Delhi. So these are some good departments. If you feel that you want to learn more and maybe you want to pursue at least a few years in engineering, then DEPSI and trying for DEPSI is like a really good idea, but it is very difficult. And also, I don't think that any department is so demanding that you cannot really prepare for CAT. Given that you have been selected at IIT Delhi, I think you should not require something more than 5 or 6 months of preparation. Continuing from your previous question, also, the point is that if you want to get into something like consulting later on, then the good idea is to get brownie points for your CV. You need some good points in your PORs, in your extracurriculars to actually get these shortlists. So if your aim is to get into consults, then maybe you should do that. Otherwise, if your aim is, say, get into PM Tech, be a product manager, etc., then maybe having strong engineering skills and a good CG will help you more. See, once you get into consulting, especially from MBA colleges, you really, I mean, at least the initial few years, it is very difficult to have a personal life or a good social life. So you are expected to work at least 12 to 16 hours a day, and it can be higher as well. Leaves are a bit difficult. A lot of things are become client dependent and your project dependent. That's why life is not very easy. But I think because you're working so much and you're working in so many different industries, your overall outlook and experience and learning is like superiorly high. So yeah, that is how life is. See, a good coaching would be a reputed name. It can be Byju's, it can be an academy, Time, Career Launcher, but just focus on something that is good. I know they are a bit more expensive, but at least it will not be fraud. Or you can maybe, just get their online material, which will also suffice if you can study on your own. Well, they will require a work experience certificate. They will also require pay slips of I think, the first month and the last month is what they asked us. But I think if they're self employed or something, the pay slips are not required, or there's something like that. So you can, I mean, in your specific case, you can ask that. But mostly pay slips and experience certificate. See, as you're working, I would advise you to take some weekend classes somewhere, because the idea is, even when I was working, even though I was capable of preparing on my own, but I did not really find it in myself to, get up and get started and prepare on my own, because you are really so tired by the end of the week and you want to just relax and chill. So my idea was that I'll find a coaching institute that is so nearby, that was just like 1 or 2 kilometers from my place, so that I do not have to travel, because I traveled a lot for office. And because I did not travel, I just went there, spent 3 to 4 hours properly studying. So that kind of gave me a flow. Now, once I had that for 3 4 months, I did not put in any extra effort. I just gave the mock tests and kept on, attending these classes. Later on, I started giving half an hour in the morning and half an hour in the evening to practice a few more sectional tests. And I know it will be difficult because CFA in itself is not easy. And given that you have to give it in June only, it is going to be a little tough. So I would advise you to, start your preparation for CAT right now. Pause it around March, wherein you can start your preparation for CFA again. And then maybe after the exam in June, first, second week, you can resume your preparation for CAT examination, and that time should be sufficient for your overall exam. And once that is good, I don't think that you'll face any significant problems in getting to the top 3 IIMs. I think it's completely fine. Whatever happened, happened. Now that it is over, I don't know how many exams you have remaining or what are the options you have, but whatever are the options, just take them properly, just look at them properly and try to pursue them. Also, the result will also be out very, very soon, or I think it will be out once even before I have sent this video. But don't get really panicked. There are multiple things that you can do in life and just focus on what options you have. Yes, I have the same on Quora. It is in one of my blogs, exam preparation blogs somewhere. You can just look for it. I do not generally answer questions with what percentile I can get. So I cannot really say what percentile you can get. But yes, you can definitely go and attempt CAT 2020. Just look at some of my webinars for, more detailed information, etc. on how you should prepare. Just think that if they also found a solution when you were very irritating when you were a child, do not bring these things into your mind. I know that they might not accept everything you want to do, but it's okay. That's how, some parents can be, and it is fine. You just have to stick with them. I don't know how much time you will essentially get after your graduation before joining the B School, but you can, prepare your CV because companies start coming as soon as possible. I mean, for your summer internships. So maybe work on that if you do not have any extracurriculars, etc. Maybe take part in some NGO or some case study competitions, etc. It is essentially similar to an exchange program. This is a group of, I believe, a group of colleges which is ascribed to this particular program, SEMS Club, and people can go on dual degree, that is for 2 terms, to any of the colleges that are there. I think you're asking for yourself. I think for yourself, you should, understand in which kind of job market you will like to go. Because marketing can be very different from, say, finance or HR. So, understand what are the kind of jobs that people get after taking a specialization and then see which is the kind of career you want to follow. See, at least in the top few IIMs, you do not get to showcase so much of your B school performance during your internship process. So, even though, I mean, obviously, you should be performing well academically, and because those grades can show, and you should also, beforehand only try to make a very strong resume. Even if you do not have enough points, just try to build it in a way that it looks very impressive. Also, as soon as you find some time before joining the B school, maybe take some extracurriculars, do some case competitions, just find something to do to build up your resume. You should definitely not do just preparation for the entire year. If you feel that you are capable of getting a job, because you can, kind of take it from now till you join the B school. So that is almost 1 year and 4-5 months. So the idea is that if you just do preparation, one, you yourself will get annoyed with it after some time. And secondly, it will not be reviewed, it will not showcase a good or strong personality, because if you were just prepping, then anyone can, get a decent percentile in CAT. So I think that you should get a job if you can, or if not, just at least do an internship. See, I think that you should join a coaching institute. If you are getting negative marks in VARC, that is not bad luck. That means that you have not prepared in the right direction. So the best idea would be to join some kind of coaching institute at the very least. And I think whatever is near yourself, that is, if time is there, then you can join that. See, every exam has its own strategy. CAT is different, JE is different, even your college exams are different. But if only focusing on college, I guess undergraduate given your age. So the idea should be that you really focus in classes, at least the classes where professors are good. So over there, just try to make your own notes and, listen to the professor. What this does is, one, your recall becomes very high. Whenever you have to recall what was happening in the class, or whenever you have to revise, it is like you are able to recall so much, and that makes it easier for you to give the final exams and all, and you get more time to prepare rather than to just go through your class notes. In case your professor is not that amazing, you should go and look at the book or the reading material that they are providing, or the slides at least that they are providing. The 1 or 2 semesters I did like amazingly well at IIT was when, after coming back from classes, I used to, kind of fare out the lectures that were there. So I used to make notes in the class and then fare them out in a new notebook. That ways, not only I paid attention in class while making rough notes, I was able to solve any kind of confusions or doubts that I had in the class, and was able to remember it so much better because I was writing it over all over again. See, I don't think you'll be eligible for MBA in many colleges because 49% is very less. Again, just check for the other two exams also whether you're eligible or not for the final selection, and then you can make your decision. I think it depends on a variety of factors. What exam is there? How much time do you have? What is your concentration level? Etc. etc. I cannot be sure, but once you get a good percentile and if you have a decent academic background, maybe you can get a call. I mean, I cannot really say because it depends on the pool of applicants that are there and what is their consolidated score. It is not important, it has its own weightage, and people with work experience get more marks in the consolidated score that is there. Also, once you are over here, now the majority has at least 1 to 2 years of work experience. So I mean, I think that they have a better perspective of things overall. While there's no fee waiver per se, there are plenty of loans that are available. So it's okay even if you cannot afford the entire fee. Almost all of us have taken these loans. Apart from these, there are several scholarships. If you are a really good performer, then you can get that. See, everyone gets to at least apply to these companies, whatever firms come to the campus. But yes, it's true that they take people mostly from reputed colleges, which makes a lot of sense because it kind of shows their past academic performance. Anyway, if otherwise your CV is good and only the college name is not good, if your CGPA is good and everything, then maybe you can get a call from these firms as well. I highly doubt that these courses add a lot of value, at least in B schools, because you're already learning a lot of things. If otherwise you want to, just explore and learn a new or different skill that is required for your job, then these can be helpful. See, I have put out a video on how to improve your English. You can look at that. And I think you should, start working on your English from this moment itself because it takes a bit more time as compared to just, brushing up your skills for CAT exam. So, yeah, I guess that is what you should do. I don't think after MA in Eco you can, I mean, easily get into consulting, but after MBA, definitely you can. So, if you perform really well in your 12th and then your BA overall and then the CAT exam, you can get into a good college and also get into consulting if that is something you want to get into. After MBA, I mean, BA in economics, there are a lot of people who have done economics over here. They get into financial jobs, they also get into, I don't know, all the different kind of jobs, marketing and all. So it is a good thing. The combination I think is good because there's a lot of economics applications in MBA overall. So I'm not very sure after MA in economics, if you have consulting or not. It depends on what you like to do. If you think that you would be good in your core, the core firms, then you should actually go ahead and do that because I mean, why not? Because you are learning it for 4 years, so you should actually consider it a lot. In case you're not interested in that, then you can obviously pursue MBA, and I think you can start your prep in third year, and that should be fine. See, I don't really think that these online courses can help you get into, colleges or even build so much of your profile, because overall, what I have seen is that they are maximum one line in a person's resume. Instead, you should go out and maybe, I don't know, do some work in an NGO, get some, I don't know, get some post in in your overall community somewhere wherein you can put these things in your resume in a better way. While it is okay to have almost nothing when you are, kind of entering the B school, because they do not really look into too much of your extracurricular activities, but otherwise you should start, I don't know, just start something. Maybe have something special on social media, like I have put YouTube and Quora in my extracurriculars. Otherwise, I have put some work that I had done with NGOs and startups in my extracurrics. So just identify things like this, and I think that should be it. If you want to get into marketing, be very sure of, identifying and knowing about the recent marketing trends. Just look at the analysis of a lot of advertisements and all. Hi. So free cat preparation overall as a package, I don't think that it is available, but there are quite a few YouTube videos that are out there that explain a few different concepts. But still, I would advise you to either take a coaching material, which can be, I don't know, second hand as well, so that it will be cheaper, so as to at least get overall, knowledge of what the course is all about. Well, while I think that there are some merits behind the overall, thinking towards the CAB, but I think the way that it is, getting implemented, or how the government is trying to implement it, or they are kind of forcing it down on people and not even responding to the protests and all that are there. So if they think that, this is totally worth it, I think they should have the confidence to talk it out properly, and at least explain and talk of all the different dilemmas, etc., that are there around it. BCG in India currently is in Gurgaon, Bangalore, and Mumbai. See, the idea is that, I mean, obviously, you will get the exposure in this summer, and I think that, you will have to make a call between whether or not you want to, just explore your core opportunities. In civil, there are quite a few core opportunities in India also. I mean, especially in government sector. And a lot of people are looking for civil engineers because of all the infrastructure work that is going on. But again, I cannot say that the monetary aspects would be as good as those after an MBA. But what you can do is, once, take this internship. Secondly, I know you don't want to go do PhD, so just explore just after your IIT what are the options over here. Work for 1 or 2 years at least, and then you can take a call whether you are growing at a decent pace where you're working or not, or you want to pursue an MBA. I don't know what you mean by making your own PAN card. I mean, you can apply for a PAN card, but PAN card is made by the income tax department, and it's, I don't know, it's not something that you can make. See, overall, it's a decent university, and I mean, there are quite a few students studying over there. Indian students studying in Mannheim, I don't think that they had a group or something, and I don't think that the number was too high in itself. But I think that you will be able to connect with someone or the other. Once you are there, you will find people, to get into a group or something. So I think that should be okay. It depends what B school is your target, because with the current score, I mean, you will not at least get the top three or something. But the thing is that I don't know how much masters will matter, because they do take graduation score anyway. So after, I mean, after doing masters, it will be like, why did you not pursue a career in the same field only if you had done masters also? See, I highly doubt that someone who's a teacher would say you no for books. Maybe you just tell them that these are the books I require for my study, and you can just get them for me or something. Maybe they do not really trust you with money and don't want to give you money. So maybe things like this would work, or otherwise, just talk to some cousins or, someone in your family who can help you procure these books. And I think that should be it. And just say that, this is my aim and I require this material for the same. Quora followers depend on what you write and how you write. So just identify some questions which you can, really clarify or give a good answer to. And then practice a lot on your answer. Like, write your answer. Maybe you'll find some edits that can be done. Make those. Write another answer. The trick is to write a lot of answers. That way, you'll get feedback also. You'll know what people like, don't like, etc. My favorite character has to be Ted. He's such a hopeless romantic. I was totally, totally in love with that guy. Not so much, frankly. I mean, initially when I was a child, I used to do this, but I knew that this is just something people do as a fad and no one really sticks to it. If you have to stick to something, some kind of resolution, you can make it at any time of the year. There's nothing special about New Year per se. So for me, it is like any time of the year, anytime if I feel like I have to create a goal or make a goal for myself, I will do that anyways. So I don't believe in these. So I did classroom coaching of time at the Jhandewala Center. I was able to get into the best batch that was there. That's why my teachers were really amazing. I did not look at their books. I don't think I ever touched their study material. I think, and apart from that, I gave all the mock tests that were there. I gave quite a few sectional tests. I also used extensively the application builder of IMS, at least in verbal and all, because I was facing some difficulties over there. And apart from that, I think I gave one or two mock tests of IMS, and that is kind of it. There are different kind of industries that you can get into after MBA. You can get into consulting, you can get into finance, which has investment banking, PVC, fintech companies, etc. You can get into marketing, into general management. I mean, there are a plethora of options, and you can also get into PM tech, etc. Consulting basically looks at a few parameters. They look at your presentation and communication skills, they look at your problem solving skills. Apart from that, they look at, how do you handle clients, etc. So these are the few things that they look at, and a person who is generally well versed with conversing and with, interacting with people, I think that is the basic prerequisite. The problem solving part is something that you can maybe learn and understand by just doing a lot of case study prep that is required for consults. And working for a consulting firm, it's exciting because it's like there are a lot of diverse industries and problems that one might face. There's a diverse set of people that you will work with as well. So all that is like really great. And but the hours are a bit taxing. I mean, obviously it will impact wherever you are studying, will impact where you get into. So if you think that you can, perform really well, you can at least get into some decent college. So I don't think that you should get worried. Otherwise, if you feel that there's some other opportunity that is better than doing an MBA, I think you should take that. Thank you very much. And yeah, that's why I have actually been going on for almost a year now. And yeah, thanks. Yes, it is possible. You just need to show that you have some kind of hobby, maybe just to, get through the interview round. It's fine if you don't have extra corrects. It's okay. Just go through one of my videos that I've given on how to improve the English language. There are a lot of, steps that are there to improve your language. Maybe that will help you. See, I think while you are finally suited to get through a B school interview, while getting some internships that might cause a problem. So currently you're in your sixth semester. Just try and see if you can get some position of responsibility of I don't know, department, uh, club or something or the other. Or otherwise, just get into some kind of club that is there to improve your ECA, because both of these are important during your internship, etc. All those interviews. Currently, I don't think that this has been implemented because IIM Ahmedabad will be, just increasing the seats at one go and not doing it in a phased manner. So, I mean, as you have time only on weekends, you can search for a coaching that is near your place of living, where you can, opt for classroom weekend studies. You should definitely continue with your current job. In 1 month, no one feels at home with anything. So it's okay if you don't feel at home with this work right now. It's understandable that you want to do an MBA, but I think while continuing your job, also you can prepare for MBA. And I think, yeah, that is it. I know that your score has, decreased, but it's okay. Just, continuously work towards it from now on itself every weekend. Then you will be able to get a better score. I don't know which center specifically of career launcher is good enough. You can maybe talk to the professors or the admin staff over there that you need personalized coaching, and they might help you towards it. Apart from reading articles, you also need to read, a diverse, genre of articles or books, because that will help you in understanding. And while you are reading all this, ensure that you have a dictionary wherein you are finding all the words that you are unable to understand also during while you are attempting the section also, just ensure that you have full concentration towards the passage and the answers and options that are given there. Also, analysis of this particular section will also help you in improving your score. I think it's good that you are doing this. While it might not have a load of impact during the selection, it will have a lot of impact once you are inside. Uh, so the point is, yes, obviously, it depends on whether or not you want to continue this. It can be difficult. So I think what you should do is, while you are continuing with this, just try and keep at least weekends free for yourself for your preparation. And also, once you're closer to the exam date, you can maybe, stop or take a break from this work. See, along with college, I mean, you know the college schedule and all. So you can totally identify where are the timings when you will be able to give more time to your preparation. So just kind of arrange it along with that. And along with reading editorials, I think in general, if you are not that well versed with English, there's a video that I have made how to improve your English language. You can look at that. Or otherwise, I mean, for VARC, what you need is that you need different genres of reading. So editorials is good. Reading a lot of novels from different genres would be better. And maybe then you can practice, using a stopwatch, the questions that generally come in CAT.
That is all from my side. I hope that all these answers are helpful to you. And I have finally completed my travel journey of 2019. I traveled to almost 21 new countries this year, and also even after coming to India, I traveled to many new places. So in case you have any questions regarding those, just feel free to put in the form. And I guess that's it. All the best.